Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Good to be with you today. Nice to see some familiar faces in the crowd today. Now, I'm going to just learn how to use this pointer first. So I'm going to press this one. Perfect. Fantastic. So today I'm here to talk to you about transforming safety culture. Now, safety culture is a really, really difficult topic, not only for safety professionals to talk about, but for businesses to understand and be able to integrate with. So I always like to start asking start this presentation by asking a question. So I'm going to look around the crowd and I'm going to ask a question. What is safety culture? Can I have any hands up who want to answer this question? What is safety culture? No one? Great crowd. Great crowd today, everybody. Great crowd. I'm looking at the front row because I've got a colleague there. Arildo, what is safety culture?
Establishes a set of
Systems, behaviors, a shared vision, all great answers. Anybody else? Anyone else want to try and answer this question? What is safety culture? Okay, I'll go for a no then. The purpose of that question is really to help you understand that for different people, what is safety culture is a very, very different question. And each organization will approach safety culture in different ways. And the reason why that is because you can't touch safety culture. You can't see safety culture. It's an intangible metric. It's something that requires deeper thought to understand, do I have a good safety culture in the organization I work with? Is the safety culture a positive thing in the organization I work with? And because of that intangibility, it's difficult to measure. And if you go on LinkedIn, you'll see hundreds of consultants offering you a secret recipe to finding out your safety culture and how to improve your safety culture. You have whole businesses that are created on this fundamental idea that they have the special ingredient for good safety culture. And the reason why that is because measuring and acting upon safety culture is really, really difficult. So IOSH have looked at this problem and thought, how can we develop a method that is number one, consistent, number two, measurable, and number three, applicable across multiple different industries and multiple different environments that our safety professionals work in. So, in conjunction with Nike, we developed something called the Business Assurance Tool. Now, the Business Assurance Tool is 150 questions designed to give your organization a baseline assessment on where the safety culture is in that organization. Now, you're going to ask me, but Greg, how are you measuring it and who's using it? So some of the businesses that are on that slide there are the businesses that are using the tool and garnering use out of it. Serco, Kia, Scottish Water, Manchester United. I thought people would like that one here. And these businesses use this tool because it takes something that has been traditionally really convoluted, really different from provider to provider, and gives them certainty with an IOSH-backed approved logo behind it. Now, what is the model based on? So, quick show of hands. Anybody here sat leading safely? No one. Anybody leading safely? One in the front row there. Anybody else leading safely? So, in Leading Safely, which is our course for C-suite directors and senior board members, we introduce something called the IOSH model of safety. Now, the IOSH model of safety is based on 4 core positions for your business: embryonic, active, proactive, and integrated. Now, there are a lot of different models out there that people use. The reason why we use these 4 is because we think it best reflects the position that OSH professionals view safety culture from. So many safety professionals in their models will have almost like a 5th model, which is for, I'm not paying any attention to safety at all. Well, we've taken that out of our model because we feel like safety professionals will always be thinking about safety culture, whether they realize it or not. So these 4 different models aim to represent different journeys within a business's and an organization's cultural improvement. Embryonic is you're ticking boxes, you're meeting your compliance goals. Active is you're just starting to think about going beyond compliance. Maybe you're not going beyond compliance, but you're thinking about it. Proactive is really where in everything you do, you are trying to embed going beyond compliance and looking at best practice. And then finally, you've got integrated. This is where OSH and OSH values are integrated into every single decision that the business or organization makes. Now, that can vary from ensuring that leaders are active and thinking about OSH all the way through the process, or it can simply be a management system and policies that go into it. But integrated, I would say, is really for your high risk industries, the people who can't afford to not be thinking about OSH. And what we did is we created a scoring system based on that exact model. And when we think about that business assurance tool that I just showed you, by completing those 150 questions, you'll get a score on this scale. And also a gap analysis, which will give you an idea of what you need to do as an organization to improve safety culture as a whole. So, what is the actual questions based on? They're based on 3 core topics: governance and leadership, which are, in our view, the most important aspect of safety culture. Systems and processes, which is your enablers of good culture. If you haven't got the right systems, you haven't got the right processes, then the people that work for you won't be able to behave in the right way, won't be able to follow the policies that you give them. And then finally, we've got people and culture. So people and culture are really your outputs. If you've got good systems and processes, you've got good leadership, people and culture will fill itself out. And that is all about your people's attitude towards safety and why safety is important. So these are the question sets that make up governance and leadership. Key functions of the board, accountability, board behaviour. And for anybody in this room who's done an ISO 45001, you'll notice that we're not asking questions about, do you have this policy? Do you have X, Y, and Z? We're more asking it from the lens of, does that policy, does that job description support and enable good culture? How does it make your employees feel? Systems and processes. As you can see, there are a lot more questions in governance and leadership because we weight that section more heavily. So in systems and processes, the enablers, as I discussed earlier, we've got things in there that you'd maybe expect to see in an ISO audit. We're looking at the scope of policy. But again, we're not aiming to replicate the ISO audit. That is a systems and processes audit. This is more about how those systems and processes make your employees and the wider organization feel and behave in relation to those policies. And then we have people and culture, voice from the floor, competent OSH support. This is a big one. And if you ask our members about competent OSH support, they'd probably answer quite negatively for that one across the board. But it's a really, really important one. Are you, as a safety professional, getting the right level of support so you can do your job easily? And once you've filled out that tool, we do have an option for you to have that tool certified. So if you look here, you've got one of Nike's supply chain, Changxing. They make all the soles of the shoes for Nike and part of a factory in Southeast Asia. And they completed the business assurance tool and had IOSH come out and certify that tool, giving them the IOSH business assurance certification. It's a 5-year certification and it aims to display an organization's positive safety culture. So, very quick presentation on that side. And I'm very happy to take any questions. So if anybody's got any, now's the time. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for listening. And yeah, any questions, over to you. Any questions? No. Perfect. Thank you. Well, I'll pass back to the presenter. And yeah, thank you very much.